What's going on, Kicks Gang? It's Heat Kicks back with another dope sneaker unboxing, and I'm super happy to be back with you guys once again. As you guys have seen within the past couple months or the last month or so, I have had tons and tons of medical problems. I've literally been laid up in the bed for the last week and a half, hence why I've not been able to make any videos. But even with that, I've managed to make sure to get online, cop the sneakers I needed to get. I was even able to get out to the local Foot Locker to pick up this pair that we're going to be talking about. And it is the favorite sneaker in my entire collection. I've mentioned it a couple times before on the channel, so you guys may or may not know what it is. But yes, out of all the sneakers that I have in the collection, this one will be my favorite. Not only my favorite colorway, but my favorite silhouette of the particular model. I've got a lot of other sneakers and content on the way, and this particular sneaker will be eclipsed very soon because the Nike SB Dunk Domebecker that I had talked to you guys about in depth, I was able to pick that up for a little bit over retail from StockX, which was not a big deal for me. Like I said, the story behind the design was absolutely unbelievable. The kid that designed the sneaker had type 2 Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, which is the very rare form of muscular dystrophy that took my brother's life. As I had said previously on a couple of the other reviews and online, I would basically do whatever it took or spend whatever I needed to spend to get that sneaker, and I was able to get it for not too much over retail. I did strike out on sneakers and a couple other apps, DTLR and whatnot, that had them, but I got them on the way, and when that gets here, that will be the best sneaker out of all the sneakers in my collection, just based on sentimental value. But that's pretty much going to be going in a glass case, almost a trophy case. But as far as wearable sneakers go, the #1 sneaker in my collection is a Yeezy 350 V2. I was able to pick up 2 of this particular model. I'm sure you guys probably know what it is. A lot of people have talked about this sneaker. Some people have probably already showed this sneaker, being that it was previously released and then of course restocked a couple days ago. Like I said, I was not able to get this sneaker out for you guys when I had gotten them because I had been so sick. But let me go ahead and grab both of these out for you guys, and bang bang, the Yeezy 350 V2 frozen yellow. I am so pumped and so excited to have this in the collection. I've said many times that if this shoe was never restocked and the price didn't drop, I would spend the $500 to $600 that this sneaker was going for to pick this model up, because it was a sneaker that I absolutely had to have in the collection. Let me go ahead and pull the paper out of the toe box here so we can go ahead and get into a full review. Really, I just want to give you guys some close-up looks. We'll do a quick review, and I'll keep it pretty short. I know you guys have seen this sneaker many times before. There are a lot of fakes going around. I've noticed that. With this particular sneaker, it is very easy to tell because of the craziness of the color, and it's just really hard to match. So a lot of the fakes and stuff that are coming out are too highlighter yellow, whereas on camera it's kind of hard to tell, but it's actually a little bit of a more faded highlighter yellow. And then of course your zebra stripes that you have are in a dark blue color, not a black. We'll go ahead and talk about some of those authentication things that go along with this particular model as well. But super dope colorway. Obviously you guys know the 350 V2 is my favorite silhouette. For this particular model from the US stores, you only got the 2 tags. You've got the where it says let's see, PRC, Japan, UK. It's got the 3 on the back, 2 on the front, and then we got this little sticker here. We don't have the fat sticker. I did see pairs that came from the UK. Those did come with 3 tags. Go ahead and give you guys a quick look at the box. We've got the typical Yeezy 350 V2 paper with gloss on one side and then kind of a matte finish on the other side. We've got that 350 on the top. We've got the Yeezy 350 boost here on the side, and then coming around to the side with the tags, we've got that regular or typical Yeezy sticker that we get with all the 350 V2s, and because it's from Champs, we also have that Champs locator or Champs designated sticker that we have here that we get from the Champs, Foot Locker, and East Bay pairs. I'm not sure if East Bay actually does that. And then of course we've got the tag on the inside. These are all things that you kind of want to look for. And then as far as authentication, just a real quick note, make sure that both your shoes match, and then make sure both your shoes match, and then make sure that matches the code on the box. And let's go ahead and get into the review like we always do, starting off with the outsole. And I really like the outsole on these, coming with the gum bottom outsole. Of course, we've got the boost, and something I wanted to point out, I hope you guys can see this. I'm going to try to get it to focus. Now, every different model of the Yeezy has a different type of pattern when it comes to those 3 or 4 stripes within those little circles. Usually they have like 3 down on the bottom and then a couple up on top. The first version of this model had the same thing before they had the PEC or RFID chip inside, which that you can also see in the tag there as well. I'll see if I can show you that on the camera. If not, we will talk about that really quick. But on this, you can see they just kind of went crazy, and there's a bunch of those like authentication dots. I did double, triple, and quadruple check. That is actually how the new models came, and like I said, this came directly from the source, so I know it is what it is. I've basically gone through and done my authentication ahead of time. So of course we've got that gum bottom outsole, we've got the boost outsole and midsole. Then coming up on the side for the midsole, we have that really nice highlighter or frozen yellow that's got almost a translucent touch to it, which is really dope. We've got that highlighter yellow on the upper, but it comes in almost a faded highlighter yellow. It's kind of a hard color to explain if you haven't seen it in hand. And then of course your stripes on the top that look like they're black from the camera are actually a dark blue color. Like I've shown you guys in the past, as far as authentication, you have that really defined stripe there that almost looks like a perfect runway. You see you have your curves that are, you know, they have a perfect curve, and then all of a sudden you've got these straight lines that come down, and then the little dashes that come off on the back. Now I have seen a lot of real versus fakes where they are getting better with those. Also too, another thing, this dash on the bottom, as far as the painted yellow stripe on the side, tends to come too far. As you can see here, it kind of blocks out and then pixelates with those little black spots there. We've got really nice thick neon laces, and that's something else that they've been getting wrong on these pairs. They've been going with a basically just too bright of a neon highlighter yellow. When you look at it on the shoe, it's supposed to be pretty close to exactly the same color as the upper, where on a lot of the fakes they've been either having too light colored laces or too highlighter, just too fluorescent bright of laces. And then of course we've got that reddish orange, mostly red, but reddish orange SPLY 350. And then another thing to look for in the back, we've got those 5 dots, and you can just tell by the placement of that back strap, and then you can see how it kind of comes in, and it's nice and tight. It's not like flat and then just kind of wrapping around. And then also, as you can see, it doesn't have those red stripes or those red dots on the back. You can see it's lighter orange color, and that's what we want with authentic pairs. The ones that have the red, if they have red on the back here at all, they're definitely fake. Not to say that the fakes haven't kind of gotten around to making some of them better quality quality, because I have seen some fakes with that part fixed on the back. And then of course, as I always say, just looking at the silhouette, looking at the angle of descent, the slope of the front of the sneaker, and then if you just look at the entire silhouette, if you look at the bottom of the sneaker, you can see it's just got that flat profile. So where the top's got that nice slant, it's got that angle of descent, the bottom stays flat for the most part. It has a little bit of an uptick, but the fakes tend to curve up a lot more than these do. Let me go ahead and give you a look at both of these once again. Flipping around back so you guys can see where the gum bottom comes up and splits the side of the frozen yellow midsole, and then looking at the coloration on that back tab. Also above the back tab, you have a little bit of a bend as far as the back strap goes, and then of course you've got 3M hits on those 3 stripes in the back. You've got Adidas and the Yeezy logo along with the Yeezy writing on the inside. And then as typical with the Yeezy 350 V2, we've got that stitching bump that comes down along the back. Something I noticed on this particular pair, it's not as aggressive on the right shoe as it was on the left, or even as it's been on previous models. But again, I know this is an authentic pair, and that just goes to show you, a lot of people, you know, will say that fakes are real and that reals are fakes, and they get really confused. And a lot of times what that is there's just a lot of quality control things. So not every pair is identical. You know, your 5s compared to your 13s are obviously going to be different. There's just a lot of differences that come along with that. Then we'll get into the insole. Like I said, we have the Adidas Yeezy, and then of course the Adidas Trefoil logo. Of course, you always want to look for these ridges. The fakes have gotten pretty good at a lot of this stuff too, but pay close attention to the bottom of the insole. You can see many of the last 350 V2 models have all been made the same way. Make sure you've got those little nipples on the bottom that go throughout. And as far as this model and manufacture date goes, the design actually does have a bit of a border, whereas we have had on several of the other more recent Yeezys, the pattern that we've had on the inside comes a little closer to the edge, where this one has a bit of a border. And then everything else looks exactly the same. Things you want to look at, making sure that that Adidas logo is really imprinted and that you have that trademark sign. The fakes will miss things like that, and it won't always be one thing or another thing. Basically what I say is it'll be a combination or a series of very small things that you put together to kind of tell. And it's never just usually one thing. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but it's usually a whole bunch of really small things that are just a tad bit off that, you know, really kind of show you. And then as far as the inside goes, we have that white mesh that gives you a look at the boost on the inside. And then of course that little clear window that we usually get on this actually is a light yellow or see-through tinted color. And just to note, the insole is also that highlighter yellow color, but it also has that little bit lighter tinge, kind of like we have on the upper. But these are just super dope. I have a second pair from Yeezy Supply on the way, and I think I'm actually gonna wait till I get paid next month and pick up a third pair from either StockX or GOAT. I haven't had the best luck with StockX lately, so it might be GOAT, it may be StockX, I'm not sure, but I definitely want to get a third pair. These have already restocked. I really highly doubt they're gonna restock again, and I want to have this pair in the collection super clean for years and years to come. I'll give you guys a couple more up close looks. Bang, bang, a look at the back tab, a look at that nice gum bottom outsole. And with that, I'll go ahead and wrap up the video. If you guys are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and smash that notification bell. And guys, if you guys have been with me for a while, thanks for sticking with me. I know it's been rough the last couple weeks. I've not had a chance to put out a ton of content, but you guys keep coming back, and I would not be able to do this without you. I appreciate you guys so much. It's Heat Kicks. I'm out.